Peace, family. This is Lions Den with another news and commentary. I'm doing an update of the story that I did about a week ago of a 7-year-old girl who was shot and killed in Houston, Texas by a white supremacist terrorist. Um, Her name. This is according to the New York Times. It really breaks my heart. Number one, because of a 7-year-old girl was shot and killed. Um, and I did a previous video of the story because during that time I didn't know what sex that the child was. So now it's a 7-year-old beautiful black girl. Her name is Jazmine Barnes. Now the story that I previously did, she was with her mother. Um, Basically was at a Walmart in Houston. And when a white supremacist terrorist, without warning, without anything, he didn't say anything, all he did was pull out a gun and saw a soft target. I mean, shot several of her family members, including the mother, but killed Jazmine Barnes. Killed her, shot and killed her. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this article. This is from the New York Times. Um, And you know what? I hate starting the new year with bad news or worse news, but this story has to be addressed because we're in a crisis, and I'm gonna tell you like this: we're at war. We're at war, and with against white supremacists. And you notice so much targets is happening across this country. And forget reality shows, forget Love and Hip Hop, forget um, Black Ink Crew or other reality shows that we're doing. We're in a crisis, and we need to stay woke, you know. And before I read this article, this is exactly how I feel that we've always been distracted by reality shows, and this situation is much more important than Love and Hip Hop, than Black Ink Crew, or what happened with that, what happened with entertainment. We ain't got time for that. We're in a crisis and we're in a war. And it's time to basically, and I'm gonna tell you like this, I am gonna also seriously thinking about, no, I'm not seriously thinking about, I am gonna do it. Get registered, because I'm gonna defend myself too. We had to arm ourselves to protect ourselves. And yes, we need to bring back the Deacons for Defense and the new Black Panther Party. And basically, because we never know who's next in this situation. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue this article from the New York Times. It says a 7-year-old who was riding in a car with her mother and 3 sisters were killed in Texas over the weekend. The authorities said when a gunman in a pickup truck suddenly pulled up alongside them and opened fire. The authorities, who said the shooting appeared random and unprovoked, were searching Monday for her killer. The 7-year-old Jazmine Barnes was a second grader at a Houston area elementary school, and her death in the family's car early one morning over the holidays unnerved and perplexed her community. It's New Year's Eve, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez of Harris County said in an interview on Monday. It should be a time of fellowship and celebration for many, but not for this family. They have to bury the child. Jazmine was riding with her mother and sisters, a 6-year-old and 2 teenagers, near Houston when they were attacked in a random and senseless shooting about 7 a.m. Sunday, Sheriff Gonzalez says. Jazmine's mother, LaPorsha Washington, 30, told ABC 13 that she and her family had been on a trip to get coffee. Cup of coffee, when a man in a truck opened fire. The truck slowed down and continued to fire as he was in front of us. Miss Washington, who was injured in the shooting, told the television station from a hospital bed, "It was not fair, it was not fair. He intentionally killed my child for no reason. He didn't even know her. Now, I'm going to stop right there. White supremacists don't have to know who you are. If you're a soft target, they'll come after you. This is why, like I told you in my previous videos, we as black men need to protect our sisters better. And like I said, the soft targets white supremacists go after is children, the elderly, and women, especially black women. Those are the targets of white supremacists who they want to target. They're not going after black men and the disabled. That's also a soft target. But I guarantee you, when it comes to real tough black men, when it comes to Pookie and Ray Ray, they ain't gonna deal with them because they already know they're gonna put them in work. They'll put them in check. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, those are the targets white supremacists are going after. The children, the elderly, the disabled, and women, black women. So I'm going to let everybody else know we need to be vigilant. We need to protect ourselves from anything that comes in our way. So I'm going to go ahead and continue reading this. It says, after the shooting, she said one of her other daughters realized that Jazmine had been struck. She said, Mama, Jazmine's not moving. She's not talking. Ms. Washington recalled, I turned around and my 7-year-old was shot in the head. Jazmine was pronounced dead at the scene, the sheriff said. Ms. Washington was shot in the arm and her 6-year-old daughter suffered injuries from broken glass, the authority says. The authorities described the gunman as a white man in his 40s with a beard, wearing a red hooded sweatshirt and driving a red pickup truck. Now, people that lives in Houston, people who live in the Houston area, be aware. I want you guys to be aware. Find a red pickup truck, and remember, this is the description. A white man in his 40s with a beard, wearing a red hooded sweatshirt and driving a red pickup truck. The image of a white man suddenly firing on a black family raised questions about whether the shooting has been racially motivated. Of course it's been racially motivated. What do you expect? Sheriff Gonzalez said the authorities had not established a motive and could not discount the possibility of a hate crime. Let me get this right. A white man suddenly rolled through, see a black female with children in her car. She drove by and it's a soft target and starts shooting, and yet you had the audacity to say that you don't discount the possibility of a hate crime. This is a hate crime. What do you expect for that? What do you expect for this? Is it that, they just randomly shooting for no reason? It's a hate crime. We're not ruling anything out, and we're not going to speculate. You know what? It's saddening that the police is downplaying this incident. They killed a 7-year-old girl. And now y'all don't want to speculate? Y'all don't want to basically say, well, this is why I don't trust the system so much, because they make statements and it was a code and say, well, we don't wait. In other words, we're gonna wait until the investigation is complete, or we're gonna see what we're gonna check and see this story. We wait till the story plays out. They use those type of codes to say, in other words, we don't have to explain to you until we finish the investigation. Wow. His office has released a grainy image of a red pickup truck and is asking for the public's help to find the gunman. At a news conference on Monday, Jazmine's father, Chris Sevilla, said Jazmine had been doing well in school and was a sweet and innocent young girl. He begged anyone with knowledge of what happened to step up as if it was your own. I'm asking from the bottom of my heart, he says, whoever knows anything, please step up at this point in time and help me and my family get justice for my baby girl. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at war. And I'm gonna tell you straight up like this: we are at war because let's look what's going on here, and it seems to me that the police is telling little bits and bits and pieces of the investigation. They're not going to tell you who's responsible or who, like, you know, when you have Islamic terrorists, they say who claims responsibility. Like ISIS claims responsibility for this one, that one, that one. You notice that they kept quiet on who's responsible for this shooting because they say, well, it was still under investigation. What investigation are you in? What are you investigating? It's a hate crime, plain and simple. And people want to act like, well, let's calm down. Let's wait until the investigation is complete. Hell with calm down. We're tired of calm down. We're angry inside because you allow them to kill women, men, children. And I'm talking about black people now. They're killing our women, our children, and sometimes the elderly, and sometimes people who's defenseless, like people who's suffering from disabilities. That's who they go after. And see, this is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, enough is enough. Basically, we're tired of being silent. We're tired of being quiet. And this is why this is so important, that stories like this is breaking my heart. This man don't give a damn about anybody but himself. Now, I'm telling you, black people, forget reality shows. Forget about Love and Hip Hop and Black Ink Crew that basically talk about their lives, and basically we're focused on what's more important in the world today. And people are killing us left and right, and some people say it's justified of killing us. It's time to wake up, people. No more talk. It's like Willie D said. It's like Willie D said in his videos all the time. No more talk. It's time to stop talking and start doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm angry. Lions Den is roaring. Because it's what I mean, when did this have to take? If we can't do something now, incidents like this will happen. We're gonna have more casualties than surviving. Leave a comment, tell me what you think about this article, share this video, subscribe my YouTube channel, subscribe my reaction channel, and subscribe my Black Junction channel for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.